ready. Yo, welcome in. Take notes, grab them pens. Welcome back to another episode of the Honorable Marvin Coop Show with the host, Chef Marv. No lie, I am that guy. And I am back with some more hip hop talk with my guy, Jwilliii the third. What's up, brother?
What's good, man? How you been? Long time.
I know, right, man? Seems like it's impossible for me and this guy to
Man,
get together and bring some enjoyment and intelligent talk to your
mhm.
televisions because he's so busy. But I appreciate him every time he blesses the presence with the
Of course,
his presence. He should charge me a fee, but I'm glad he doesn't. So it's all good, my brother. So we here to do some hip hop talk, brother. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. I always ask this question. Give me 5 hip hop albums that changed your life.
See, it's so funny because, like, I think when anybody mentions like their top five, I feel like you always have to go to like the first album you've ever heard, like front to
Mm-hmm.
back. Because I feel like
Yeah.
that's the album that kind of introduced you to hip hop. So
Yeah.
weirdly enough, for me, I always told you I was a big Sean fan. I kind of discovered. I'm not gonna say I discovered rap music on my own, but I discovered modern day rap kind of on
Yeah.
my own. So I remember downloading Spotify one day. I remember I just put it on shuffle. One of the first songs I heard was "Sacrifices" by Big Sean. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good with Migos, whatever. I was like, okay, and I clicked it, and I clicked the album, and I feel like for me that was like the album that I feel like it related to me. Talked about real things, real issues.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's Big Sean's best album, but for me, that was like one of those albums where I was like, man, like it kind of made me want to do a deep dive into, hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another one for me is one I recently listened to about 2 years ago. It's about an artist named Saba, and he's under J. Cole, I want to say. He has an album called Care for Me. Once again, it's another album that's very, very thought provoking, vulnerable. That's kind of like what I like in hip hop. Like I know a lot of people like the club hits, and don't get me wrong, like that's great. But for me, I like to listen to something that I feel like I can relate to, where artists can kind of open up a little bit more about
Yeah.
themselves. So that's for me one. Um, like you saying that changed that I feel like changed my life, right? Just
Yeah.
making
Most definitely. Mm-hmm.
okay. This is tough because I don't only want to put two albums by him, but like I think Kendrick Lamar's "Mr. Morale" and "Good Kid, Mad City."
Mm. Nothing wrong with those.
Because "Good Mad City" was one of those where it's like I didn't hop on the Kendrick Lamar train until late. I don't know if I ever told you that. I think I hopped on when I was a freshman in college, and it
Oh,
was like 12 at midnight, 2021, 12 at midnight, and I was just walking around campus because I used to just walk around campus midnight. I'm up anyways, might as well do something. And I was
right.
just looking for albums, and I was like, I was one of those people who kind of heavily criticized Kendrick because I just thought he was just this guy who just overdid the consciousness and all that,
Mm-hmm.
which to me I was not a fair criticism of him because I never even heard a whole album of his at the time. But I remember listening to Good Kid, Mad City. I'm like, hold on, like it was not only was it a good mixture of like great songs, but it was also like telling a story with it. And that was like one of the first albums that I feel like I ever listened to that told an actual story. And Mr.
Yeah.
Morale, is just another personal album. Mother I Sober was really good. That was like one of the first songs that I felt I was like, man, like that's a touchy subject, really some emotional stuff. United in
Yeah.
Grief I still listen to this day. Will always be my playlist. Five, man, I gotta think because there's
It's
just
all
so
good.
many. Like,
Yeah, it's all good, brother.
man, I gotta look
So
through my
just to get let me so just to get the first four, you said Good Kid, Mad City. What was the other Kendrick album?
Mr. Morale.
And what was the other
That's
two?
Care for Me by Saba.
Kev
I
Basaba.
Decided by Big Sean.
I decided it's definitely a cold cut. I definitely like. I decided.
A part of me is leaning towards Dark Sky Paradise, but I don't want to for some reason because I feel like I'm missing out a big album that I just have not named yet that I've listened to.
It seems like a lot of people don't appreciate Dark Sky Paradise though.
I feel like me and you, we were Sean guys. But I feel like his main reputation when it comes to his critics is that people call him. He has a lot of corny bars, and like even though he has that,
Well, yeah, I can't stand that.
and it kind of is like I told you, I'm not a fan of like the older Big Sean because sometimes he did have those like I always feel like sometimes he would try to be a comedic rapper when he didn't really need to be in a space where it was like we were looking for like the next big top hip hop guy. I was like that could
Yeah.
have been Sean's title if he would have not been doing some of that certain stuff, but I don't know. I definitely can't say a Drake album because I'm not. Can't say that. No, no Drake slander. I don't want people thinking I'm hating. Man, I may have to say Dark Sky Paradise. I got so many albums on my phone. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'm
like
gonna
you
say
said,
Dark.
that's a tough question. It's always people seem to
That,
like really wrestle with that question.
the first 7 songs of Dark Sky Paradise, I feel like it was just Blessings with Drake. Then you had the jump with Kanye. That Janae Aiko on that I Know track that I feel like it's a very, very underrated song. People don't really talk about. It's just a lot of hits right there. He had the, I Don't Fuck With You by E40. That was a heavy album.
I think that's a classic,
I was about
in
to
my
say
opinion.
I call it a classic, but
I'm listen here. You on this? You on my show? No judgment here. I feel like that's a classic, in my opinion. I think it's a
I
classic.
don't think that's about take. I don't think that album had any just noticeable bad songs. Not even a lot. Not even really a bunch of skips, to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so let me ask you this: so to be considered a classic album, does it have to have no skips? Because I didn't have some classic albums where I'm like, I could skip that song and just maybe come back to it. Do
I
you
feel like
consider a classic album that no skips, or do you feel like it's you get like okay, like Pandora, maybe 2 or 3 skips here and there?
to me, it depends on how long the album is. Like, if your album
Okay,
on 8, 9 songs, I don't want it to have no skips.
right.
But if it's around that 15 song mark, then it's like okay, I give you a skip here, maybe skip there. And when I say skip, I don't mean like interludes because to me, interludes is not a you can't really skip interludes. Like even though you technically can, they're there
Yeah,
for a reason. They're not meant to be enjoyed as a song. It's kind of just meant to kind of like carry on the story of the next.
yeah,
So like I definitely think that at most I can give you 2 skips.
2 skips.
Yeah, but you also got to have at
Okay,
least like
okay.
a few like songs that it's like like a good 8, 9 out of 10 type songs to make you feel like a classic. And I don't like throwing that word classic out on just anything. So
Yeah, I was gonna say actually that's what I'm saying. Like I always make sure I'm careful to where like that's why I always make sure I specify what's considered a classic album to you. No skips or maybe 2 or 3 here and there. So okay, I'm just glad we had to clear that up. Because
I
some
got a
people,
question for you. I'm sorry. I had a
no, you
question.
could
Do
talk to
you
me.
feel like there's a great rapper that doesn't have a classic? You feel like
A great rapper that don't have a classic. Yeah, you must have saw the show last week. I had a whole list that I felt like a great rapper, like a bar for bar rap dude. I
just
feel like some people say Jadakiss don't have a classic album, which I disagree with. But
the one you
according
put me
to
into, I kind of like. So,
the Kiss of Death,
At first, I told you I didn't like it as much, but when I listened to it more, I was like,
it has to
it,
grow on you. It
yeah,
has to grow on you. I mean, like I said, I grew up a Jadakiss fan, so I feel like that album has to grow on you if you're not a fan of his.
mm-hmm.
Like Top Five Dead or Alive, Kiss the Gang Goodbye, which it's not a classic, but it has some bangers on there. If you like true lyrics, cold beats, because Swiss did his thing on that for his first album. But I
Yeah,
felt like Kiss of Death when he came with Kiss of Death, he hit a lot of people in the mouth with that man. Nobody didn't expect him to. I consider that one of the best sophomore albums of all. Like that's up
really.
there in my opinion. Um, some people say Beanie Siegel don't have a classic album. You know, with the JC. I'm like,
See,
Yes, no, yeah.
my mind is leaning towards like a Lupe. I don't think Lupe has one, and I love Lupe.
What?
I wouldn't consider any of his albums a classic in my opinion.
I disagree with
Is that a
that.
hot take?
I I'm not gonna say it's a hot take because as I'm learning to like really grow as a man, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But I honestly feel like, hear me out. Okay,
Yes.
hear me out. It's you was probably what, 5 years old at this time. I'm gonna say I can't say lasers. Lasers was iffy, but I consider that an underrated classic. People gonna disagree with that. I just feel like lasers, losers, whatever they want to call it. You know, I
Mhm.
feel like the Cool is really a slept on Lupe Fiasco album. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion.
Oh, I feel like that's his best album,
I definitely feel like Lupe, that the Cool.
and that one may have a little biasness just because I just remember growing up, my dad used to bump the Superstar song with
Right.
you know what you are would say, you know.
And then like hip hop saved my life, and songs like Streets on Fire. You gotta like really, those are songs that you could really play. You
But
know what I'm
it's just
saying?
and like no disrespect, you know, like no disrespect to Lupe. I think he is probably one of, if not the best lyricist
Yeah.
all time to do it over any of the Kendrick Lamar's, over anybody else you can really think of. I think when it
Right.
comes down to like to the notepad, I don't think anybody really does it better than him off the top of the dome. But like, I always feel
Yeah.
like, especially I don't know if you listen to drill music and Zion, and I think he dropped that in like 2022. I just wasn't a fan of that album. And that album was an album where people was like really behind. But I just remember listening to it, and I was like, I just felt let down by it. I don't know.
I could say that about maybe Kid Cudi as well.
Yeah, I never
But
just been too high on Kid Cudi either, though. So, but
yeah, I like Kid Cudi though. He's not bad. Like I said, I'm a hip hop dude, man. I don't care if you're from the South, West, North. I'm not a biased dude. People think I am, but
mhm.
I feel like you just have to like really appreciate music. And I feel like Lupe's The Cool is very much an unappreciated hip hop album, in my opinion. One of the most. Not that's a whole show. We have to do a show about that.
Mhm.
Like, give me. I feel like there's a lot of people who don't appreciate a lot of albums, so that could be a top 50 list right there. Some people say Fab don't have a classic album. One of the best lyricists I heard, and I'm not being biased either, just because he's from Brooklyn. But I feel like they say he don't have a classic album.
And I feel like in this new generation of hip hop, a lot of these guys, in my opinion, don't have classics. Like some of these big time guys, that's not the big three, quote unquote. I don't think a lot of these guys have real classics. Like for
Like who? Give
example,
me an example.
so Josiah's gonna kill me, but NBA YoungBoy, I think he's a cool rapper, whatever.
He,
But I don't
yeah.
think he's a
What
classic.
hell? Listen here. Hell no.
I don't
I'm
think he got
sorry.
a classic.
NBA class young boy is trash. He's
I ain't
ass.
want to say it, but
I'll say it. I ain't scared of no JoJo. He's not. He's NBA YoungBoy is garbage. I only really like one song, like one mixtape or album, if you want to call it that. He's not one of these guys who has. Oh, go put that NBA YoungBoy on. Nobody says that shit.
well, I ain't like.
But
I just to me, it's like I remember growing up and listening to him because he was based in New Orleans. So like I remember ninth grade, I was kind of like I heard some songs. I just never
yeah,
really just hop on the train. And then he got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was like, okay, let me check some stuff out. And I'm just like, it's cool, like it's decent, but like it doesn't stand out to me. Like I always
mm-mm.
felt like he sells a lot, sure, 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 but like at the end of the day, like he doesn't do anything special to me to make me feel like, oh, that's the face of hip hop, or I just never really
the
cared for it.
maybe the name. The Never Going Broke Again. I respect the name. I love the name. The name motivated me. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But yeah, he ain't had no raw, uncut. Because when I heard his music, I was like, it's cool. But as y'all say, he got like famous and famous. I didn't like the newer shit he kept on like
Exactly.
releasing and shit like that. That shit was trash. I quit listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
But when he first was like debut, I'm not gonna lie, he was cool. I was like, okay, young boy, not bad. I could tell you on maybe on the count of my hand, Jay Will, that I played NBA Young Boy maybe 6 or 7 times in my life.
I don't blame you.
It's nothing that I'm like you said. I'm like, oh, that's gonna not gonna catch my attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially some of these new South rappers, they not as the
A lot.
'90s and
Yeah.
2010s and 2000s South rappers. You know where they actually have something to say. You know, me, I'm still bumping Cash Money No Limit. You know, I don't listen to these new
Mm-hmm. But
generations and stuff like that.
so I feel like the issue with the southern rappers, like the new ones that's coming up, is that
Yeah,
I feel like drill music has started to take over the South to the point where it's like anytime
yeah,
I hear a new southern rapper, it's either you have the two types. You have the drill ones who is, kind of, you've heard it so many times to me like it don't really hit anymore. And then you have the
yeah.
ones that use the heavy auto tune, heavy productions, like the Gunners, in my opinion. Like I just
Or the trap ones, like
yeah, like I feel like I've already heard it before. So like, why would I check out this new artist if I can hear that exact same sound
yeah,
from somebody else? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the issue with southern rap right now.
yeah. Because I don't think I really, besides maybe Two Chains, you know, I consider Jeezy 2000s. I haven't really played a Southern artist, a newer one since Two Chains, and he been around for a minute. He just took him a while to like get out on his own and get his feet wet. But when he was out, I was like, yeah, Two Chains is pretty cool. But other than that, I'm like, everybody was a little questionable. You know what I'm saying? I think New Orleans music, maybe besides Wayne, because I grew up on Wayne. Wayne, I watched Wayne grow up. The pause,
Yeah,
that sounds pretty crazy. But the Cash Money Wayne from like now, I'm very disappointed in him now. But the Cash Money Wayne to like Carter's and stuff, like maybe Carter 4. I stopped at the Carter 4. Because Carter 5 was not bad, but this Carter 6 was terrible. And then, the mixtape Weezers and stuff like that. But besides that, man, New Orleans
I
rappers is
was
not, yeah, they
look, I
not
was
hitting
about to
on me.
say like outside of like Wayne, YoungBoy, like what other New Orleans rappers all time? I mean, I guess
All time? Oh,
I guess
uh,
Boosie, but Boosie's even a questionable for one for me because he is like
really? Really?
you know, Boosie
I
got
like
hits.
Boosie.
Boosie got hits, but his discography is horrible. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna probably disagree because I relate. You know me and my lifestyle. I related to dudes in the streets.
Yeah,
So he has some like bangers and stuff. Like not it's not bangers, but music that I could be like, damn, he telling a good story. Like
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, like Yo Gotti. Some people don't like Yo Gotti, even though he's from Memphis. But Gotti, when he put out that music, I don't like him now because I think his people had something to do with Dolph. But
It
other
definitely
than
did.
that, so yeah, other than that, I like Yo Gotti when he was rapping and shit. Gotti had some shit to say. But as far as like yeah, you answer your question with the New Orleans, yeah. Besides like Boosie Wayne, Mystical,
Oh yeah, Mystical is from New Orleans. Ain't it?
BG and all of them, like those are like my New Orleans guys. You know, so I don't know.
Hey,
Can't ask me no rapper from New Orleans now that I like.
I don't blame you.
Uh,
This is very, very.
And, oh yeah, recipe Soldier Slim. Soldier Slim was one of my dudes too. So yeah, brother. I mean, yeah, that's a whole episode right there. But
Mm.
anyway, we go keep it rolling, my brother. Um, all right, you ready for the keep five, cut five, right?
All right, I gotta lock in because I know you're gonna play with my mind for a second. Let me pull up my
Oh,
notes app too, so I can. Let me pull up my notes app too, so I can just keep track of what I keep.
okay. All righty.
All right,
First album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by
keep
Kanye.
easily keep. Call me a Kanye guy. I don't think I could not keep that album. It's tough because you're starting off very, very strong, and that kind of worries me. I'm like, okay, what else he gonna pull out his pocket? But that's a personal like.
Oh,
I think was it you or JC who told me y'all didn't? One of y'all felt like that album was a little overhyped. One of y'all told me that last podcast we was on together.
Probably JC. I love the I love the good My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies. That's all I played in 2010. That was my shit.
Man, I still recognize that one keynote from what's the song? You know
Let's
what I'm
see.
talking about?
Which one?
Runaway.
Okay.
Like I still, like to me that album just has so many. It's just so good.
You said who?
Runaway.
Okay.
Something I remember. I'll always remember that one keynote. Anytime I hear that keynote, I'll always think of that song. It's
Gotcha.
Runaway with Pusha T.
So you're keeping My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Big Sean, Dark Skies,
See, you
Paradise.
killing me right now, man.
I told you.
You killing me.
I told you.
I gotta keep this one too. I mean, like we just said, I feel like that album was so underrated. It had the hits with Blessing. Um, I don't F with you. I know. It's just the song with Kanye. It's just too many good songs for me to just be like, nah. Personally, I feel like I have to have that album because that was the album where I felt like 2015 Big Sean. I was like, man, if you could have dropped another album like that, like now you may be in an actual big three conversation. Even though they always want to say it's a big
That's
four.
true.
So
That's
they
true.
always say big four. To me, it was always big three. Like I always feel like Big Sean was just like outside
He
the
was.
door knocking. He just never really got
I talked to a partner of mine I used to work with. I always felt like Big Sean just was overshadowed by the Drakes and Kendricks and Coles. So
it.
yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Um, Pusha T, My Name Is My Name.
I think this gonna be my first cut. Just
Really?
just I've never been a big Pusha T guy either. Now
That's
don't get me wrong.
understandable.
His his last album, I think that was like probably I think it has like number 2 or number 3 as like my best album
Yeah.
of that year. Don't ask me what it's called now because I can't remember. Outside of that, I've never been the biggest fan of Clips. Never really been the biggest fan of Pusha T. But I just respect them. But I'm not gonna say like I can go without like if Clips did not exist, I'd be okay. If all of their music got deleted today, I'd be okay.
Oh,
Right that
all
one.
right. So you said you cut. That's the first cut, right?
Yeah,
You said you keeping Kanye
I needed to cut that one too, so I'm kind of happy you said that
and Big Sean. So we on. That's only three, right?
one. Yeah.
Okay. So the two. You got two keeps and one cut.
Okay.
I don't think you ready, bro. J. Cole, 2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Dang, am I gonna have to keep this one?
Really?
J. Cole has always been a guy that never been the biggest fan of, but I respect his craft, and I feel like you just pulled arguably his best album out the.
Mm-hmm.
You
These 10 albums I considered are some bangers, brother.
But see, with this one, I'm thinking, okay, do I think you got something else up your sleeve like later
Yes, I
on?
do. Yes, I do.
Because I don't want to cut this one.
You don't?
You know what? I think. Dang, cool.
I know,
You
right?
trying to put me.
And
Because
you
if I
know
keep,
JC gonna see this, so you know you
I
better
know.
he gonna have a little comment to say about you.
I think I'm gonna have to keep. I think I'm gonna have to keep this one. I think I can't. I can't force myself to cut this one.
So one, two, that's three keeps, bro. Okay, I
No,
feel
that's
you.
all.
I feel you. This one, I think I know which one. I don't think a lot of people appreciated her. Nicki Minaj.
Get out of here.
The
Yeah, go ahead. You ain't got to tell me the album.
really?
No, you don't have to tell me the album. Never.
You weren't a Nicki fan like that?
I wish you knew me 2 years ago, bro. Well, I think you did know me 2 years ago, but on Twitter, I'm one of those guys who I feel like I got a take to say. I'm gonna say the take. And I remember I argued. I said one thing about Nicki Minaj on Twitter, And I promise you, the whole fan base just got on me. Like, I gotta tell you straight up
Wow.
this show, but like,
So Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday, you cutting?
yeah, they can be cut. I
Wow.
don't. But
I
I just, but outside of the fan base, I just never cared for Nicki Minaj like that. I understand that she was the biggest female artist at the time period,
yeah.
but she wasn't just overly. I think I respected a few of her features, but project wise, don't get me wrong, it's a decent project, but it's just nothing that I ever will probably never go back to just because it's. I'm not
All
about to say,
right.
oh, I relate to Nicki Minaj when she's talking about shaking her head. Like I ain't for this, like I can't relate to all that. I can't. So yeah, that one can go.
Oh, that's funny. All right, this is it's about to get intense. All right, that's that's five, right? I said five albums so far,
Yeah,
right?
that's fine.
You got two cuts and three keeps. Am I
Okay,
right?
I'm ready.
Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City.
I gotta keep this one. That's why I ain't want. That's why I was thinking about the J Cole because I knew you was gonna bring out a Kendrick. I think.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually have two Kendricks on here.
Oh, so you messing up because I feel like I know what the other one is, but I'm gonna hold off.
I think you do. I think you do. Matter of fact, no. I'm gonna hit you right now. Pause.
Oh,
The
this.
Pimple Butterfly. The Pimple Butterfly.
Man. I feel like when we talk about 2010's rap,
Yes.
there may not be two overall better projects than those two Kendrick Lamar joints, in my
I
opinion.
agree. I agree.
Not disrespect to any other rapper, not disrespect to J. Cole, not disrespect to Drake, ASAP, none of those rappers, but I just felt like these two albums is kind of what put Kendrick above for me. Listen to Good Kid, Mad City, and then you follow that up with To Pimp a Butterfly. I want to say like 2 years later, and
Mm-hmm.
like you've seen, I have To Pimp a Butterfly framed in my background in my room.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Like and it's so hard because for me, it's always not been like do like one, do I not like the other one? For me, it's always that I've always been a To Pimp a Butterfly type guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like recently, just like listen to Good Kid, Mad City, I was like, dang, like it may be better than To Pimp a Butterfly. But it's such a weird subject to talk about because they're two completely
Those are two complete full albums right there, brother.
exactly. One
So
doesn't talk about the other.
you keeping both of them.
Yeah, I got to, but how many I got left? That's the real question.
So you keeping both of those. You kept Big Sean. You kept Kanye, and you kept Cole.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna regret keeping Big Sean
I
now.
think yeah, those your five, and you said Pusha T. You cutting Pusha T. You cutting Nicki. So we got three more. We got three more.
Okay. Dang.
Future, Pluto.
That's cool. I can go without Future. Future is one of those guys where I feel like the way he talk. I hate this word, but I feel like if you were to look up the definition of the saying toxic masculinity, it would be
That's crazy.
a picture of Future. I understand why people like Future so much, but I feel like I've never been so broken down that I just relate to. Like I just can't. I can listen to songs. Don't get me wrong, but like a whole album of Future just saying, you know, I can go without that. I'm fine with that.
I think you're probably the first person I heard. No, it's probably another one. I feel like a lot of people didn't like Pluto. A lot of people. I heard. You don't know how many times I heard that.
Look,
People
man,
did not like Pluto.
shout out to Meathead, but Future can go.
That's crazy work.
I forgot what
Whatever.
part of. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Are you good? Drake, take care.
If you'd have told me like before the J Cole John, I probably would have took Take Care over 2014 personally. Dang, so I'm gonna have to cut this one. I ain't got a choice.
I'll let you make one reverse.
No, I feel like I can't do that.
You
I
sure?
feel like it's too late. Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like that takes away from the point. I feel like Take Care. Another album that I listened to like much later on because I think when Take Care dropped, I was about what was that? I don't want to say it was like 2013, wasn't it?
Take care. No, 2012. In the
2012.
2012.
I was like 9, 10 years
Yeah.
old. So that was an album I had to listen to like later on. Yeah, would have definitely taken that over J Cole. I would have definitely
It's,
taken that over Dark Sky as well. But you know, I had a feeling Drake was gonna pop up, but when you gave me the back-to-back Good Kid, Night City, and To Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, yeah, you knew what you was doing.
oh yeah.
You knew what you was doing.
Last one, I think you already know. Travis Scott, Astro World.
I can go without Travis Scott. I
It's not bad.
respect Travis, but I can go without Travis Scott. He's another one of those guys where I feel like even if he did influence the sound, I feel like there's a lot of Travis Scotts out there. That
I
may be,
agree.
that may be a hot take because I feel like
That's
he's
not.
the best at what he does, but I
Yeah.
can. I don't want to say I can find another Travis Scott, but like
Yeah, I think he could be. It could be another one out there. All right. So with me, I'm cutting Pusha T, of course. I'm cutting Travis Scott, of course. I'm cutting Pluto, of course. I love Pluto. Don't get me wrong. I love Pluto.
yeah,
This nigga about to get me. Marlon, you my dude. I love you, bro. I'm cutting Paradise.
wow.
He gonna get me for that one. He gonna get me for that one. I don't give a fuck. And JC gonna get me for this one too. I'm cutting the Pink Friday too.
Oh,
So
Jason, tell me that.
I mean, he me and him have some conversations about Nicki, but I'll let him tell you that. So I'm keeping J Cole. I'm definitely keeping Take Care. That is the most, like I said, besides like what I said about Jadakiss earlier. Take Care is one of the greatest sophomore albums. Once again, I have that up there in my top five, maybe top two. As my man JC, top two and not two. Um, Once again, another sophomore, The Pimp a Butterfly. I feel like it's one of the perfect mastermind sophomore albums.
What's
I
that
love
take
Good Kid.
sophomore?
Which
Because
one?
I know people don't count it as his first, but I always count. Um,
Section 80. I don't count that as an album. I
really,
mean, you can. Just like some people argue me that So Far Gone is a album. I felt
mm,
like Section 80 was more of a mixtape. But I'll fuck with Section 80 though. But if it was me, like the mainstream, like
yeah.
some people will say Jeezy's first album was Come Shop With Me. No, hell no. Thug
I know a lot.
Motivation 101 was the
Of,
best one.
I know a lot of people go by like whenever they're signed. So like anything they dropped before they were signed to a big label, they don't
Yeah.
necessarily count because they didn't have the funding, I guess, behind it, whatever. So
Nah,
I
bro.
thought
They can kick rocks with that one. Kanye and of course J. Cole. So yeah, both Kendrick albums. Kanye, J. Cole, and Drake take care. Those are my keeps. Nicki and them they can go. So that's just a little, segment I like to get people with. Um, you ready for the top three verses? Like they best, or either you could say, okay, let me see if I can specify this, brother. Do you want to go favorite verses from these people, or do you what you think is their best verse? Because I know that it's a difference, and I get it, it's a difference. But that's why I wanted to ask you. I know I sent you the lineup, and I wasn't sure, but
cool.
I feel like okay. So do you feel like your favorite top three, or you felt like they just
Let's just do best. I feel like.
best top three? Okay. Um, let's start with Big Sean. Big Sean's top three verses that he had.
I'm doing this on the fly of my head, so if you feel like I'm missing a verse, just tell me, okay?
No,
I
no.
think,
These are your opinion though.
yeah.
This is your opinion. There's no right or wrong answers on this show.
Oh, of course, of course. So I
Yeah.
think, even though Kendrick Lamar watched this song, I feel like Big Sean's verse was definitely underrated in Control. Only because it was like when I was listening to the first time, I was like, okay, Big Sean,
Yeah.
he did his thing or whatever. and then Kendrick like absolutely takes over. You know, he has the whole moment, whatever, and people kind of just throw Big Sean's verse to the side, almost so that if you go on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
you can go on YouTube and search Kendrick Lamar's Control verse only, and it still has like 15 million views on YouTube, which I think is kind of crazy. But I like to give that to Big Sean. Saying best verse. Oh, this is tough. Hold on, because one of the ones that's picking at my brain right now, and I don't know why. I don't know if I even want to say it, but deep with Nipsey, deep reverence.
Oh, that's my shit.
Yeah,
Which
like,
one though?
man.
Oh no, I think I know. Yeah, it's game 7 on me.
He dropped that like
Like,
right
yeah,
after he died, whatever.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Um,
he just had that long pause. He just had that long ass verse though, which was dope though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love that shit.
well, yeah, I think the concept of it was I don't like to say this. I think he put that song out mainly to try to get clicks and streams.
Yeah,
I heard apparently before his death that he wasn't going to drop that song, but since Nipsey died, he probably just released it to
yeah.
Um, I gotta look at my Big Sean stuff because I know I'm gonna forget something. I'm glad I looked through it. Have you heard Detroit versus Everybody with Eminem,
Oh,
Royce
that
the
song. Yeah,
5'9"?
hell yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, Big Sean! I feel like Big Sean had the best verse on that. Or I think he got the best verse on that whole song.
There's no argument for me on that one.
And don't get me wrong, I think Royce what's the guy's name? Royce the 5'9",
Yeah,
whatever.
worse than 5 now.
Another underrated artist. I feel like he had a great verse. Eminem's something to do what Eminem does, but I think Big Sean had the best verse just because he had the punchlines. Like he was kind of just.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta re-listen to that song now that you let me bring that up. But I think yeah, those top three. So I think Deep Reverence, Control, and Detroit versus Everybody.
I'm gonna say Detroit versus everybody's up there. Uh, Stick to the plan from I Decided album.
Hmm.
And like you said, when you said he was being comical, that's why I kind of like laughed a little bit because that shit was funny. Like big face, like Zordon, bought to watch McKenna fuck the time. I
Yeah.
like that shit. That was my shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Big Sean. I want to say it's kind of tough between All Me or B Boy, the song he
Oh,
did with Meek. All Me was cool because of the way he started. Yeah, shut the fuck up. That shit was dope. But Big Sean's B Boy verse on the Meek Mill song was crazy.
yeah.
I'm gonna say B Boy. I'm gonna say B Boy over All Me. So
I
I
forgot
got
you had that
I,
one.
I got B Boy, Detroit versus everybody, and Stick to the Plan.
You know, it's funny. I have listened. They did like a Happy Birthday Big Sean, like his top verses, whatever.
Uh
One
huh.
of them, one of the top verses, and I feel like I don't know why people like this verse so much, but his verse on "Click" with Jay-Z and Kanye, I feel like he got watched on that song personally. I don't. I feel like they could have done without him on that song.
Some people say that and Mercy. They didn't like his shit on Mercy either. I love that shit on Mercy though.
I
He
do too.
killed
You know, you
Mercy.
can tell he's really like just freestyling. Though, which is funny about it.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell people, man. I don't know. I think people just disrespect Big Sean a little bit too much. But that's another that's
Yeah.
another one. Let's go Kendrick.
So obviously,
Kendrick.
the control. We said control twice, but obviously, I feel like you can't make a Kendrick best verses list without control. Once again, I don't know if it was you or JC who said that verse wasn't all that, but whoever said it was crazy. I'm sorry because it's come on, like
Yeah.
uh,
He pretty much basically threw out a challenge to some dude. You know?
I think this might be a controversial take, even though I don't think he had the best verse on the song. I think Mona Lisa is a top three Kendrick Lamar um, verse as well, only because it fits so well with the song. But I do think Wayne got the best of them. Like people say, oh, Kendrick Lamar's never gotten watched on a feature or whatever. But I think Wayne had the better verse on him right there. So I'm gonna say, but even though it's still a great verse, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say that Mona Lisa. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget any old Kendrick songs before I say this one. But I think on Damn, the second half of DNA, where he kind of just like goes completely off, I think I have to say that one as well. So Control, DNA, and what else did I say? Oh yeah, Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
But just that second verse of DNA.
Kendrick is such a, and I'm one of the first ones to kind of like step away from Kendrick once these other ones was released.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't like GNX. Don't ask me why.
No, yeah, I think that's a perfect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people liked it. I like I said, some of the new Kendrick shit, the old Kendrick shit. Like, for instance, uh, one of my favorite. I can't say verse because he killed the whole song, especially with the grief of his sister. Sing About Me, I'm Down to Thirst. I love all that shit.
So
I feel like that one was untouchable. Like nobody could really like see that. I mean, that's one of his best verses to me. Um, the only reason why I'm not putting Control up there, I feel like that's everybody's go to. I felt like he had way crazier verses than that. Like Pusha T's Nostalgia.
mm-hmm.
That shit was like raw and uncut.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, we're gonna go bump that again.
Damn, man, just like a Kendrick had. Shireen. Shireen. Met her at the house. I'm sorry, and people sleep on
that's not crazy.
Yeah, people sleep on the storytelling skills too, man. Had a fifth in the trunk like Curtis Jackson for ransom. Like who the fuck says that, yo? Like
I forgot he had one bar about the Isley brothers that I cannot remember. But like I remember when I heard it, I was like, that's a cut.
Yeah.
It's funny because like you made me also remember he has the other thing with Push T as well, Chains and Whips. That I feel like that was also like.
But I don't know. Pusha set it off though.
It's I feel like they all do like.
But Kendrick. Now I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, because Kendrick's verse, he's like, especially with that therapy shit. It also shows me how people fuck. He went crazy on that one too. That could be my honor.
And then the beat on that was kind of.
It was. This is culturally inappropriate. Okay, J. Will, I see.
I'm trying to make sure I'm not forgetting about any other Kendrick features though.
It's kind of difficult, bro. Like it's just so much. He has so much in the tank, brother. So we got Big Sean, Kendrick out the way. All right, J. Cole is next.
Okay, this is one of them. I feel like it's the easiest for me.
Talk to me.
I personally think because of J. Cole's proof, I think J. Cole has the best verse. Either him or AK or Andre 3000. They have the best verse of the 2020s. With Johnny P's Caddy, I mean, J. Cole kind of just, like if you've heard that one, I feel like personally that was the best verse in hip hop in the 2020s era.
I felt like they should have erased Benny the Butcher.
Just made it
and just let J. Cole have that shit. I agree with you on that one.
I ain't like that's one of those verses for like you if you're a rapper, you got him on the feature and you hear that, it's like a damn, let me go rewrite my verse and try to like make it sound a little, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
yeah. That's crazy.
J. Cole was kind of tough. I think it was on Dreamville. Sacrifices. I'm trying to think of one. Was it Sacrifices? I think it was Sacrifices.
Sacrifices was very, very underrated song. So, yeah.
I'm thinking about the right album. I think it was that
I
was
don't think I don't know if that was on Dreamville. I don't know. Sacrifice. I think that was on Dreamville. You're probably right. If you look,
Let
yeah,
me
look
just
that
make
up for
sure I
me.
don't make sure I'm sounding crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Dreamville.
Okay.
I know.
That was
Um,
that.
this gonna get some hate, and I'm prepared for that.
Shit some hate. Talk
I
to me.
think so. Oh, right. Oh, he got a lot though. J. Cole is also another one where it's like he don't get enough credit for his wordplay as well. I feel like they always try to compare him to Kendrick Lamar, and I hate that because they don't even rap the same in general. So how can you say one is like because J. Cole can, even though you can say Kendrick the better lyricist, whatever, cool, whatever. J. Cole still like I feel like he almost gets disrespected because people always want to compare his talents to Kendrick.
Yeah.
Um, ah, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna have to say no role model, but a part of me wanted to say
And you had me. I was listening to that shit before we started. I just can't
Lord
put that
forgive
up there. I can't put that up there though.
Lord forgive me, man. I thought about Port Antonio. He just dropped that one like last year. I don't know if you remember that when he
Yeah.
did the whole thing with Kendrick. That whole song was cool. It's just that I hated the part where he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I watched my brothers go to war. I had all that blood on me. I ain't trying to hear." You
He.
know,
Yeah. Me and my homie once again. Shout out to my brother Marlon. I know he gonna watch this shit. Me and him talked about it when he just dropped this earlier this year. I was
mm,
like, it felt like you started this fight like and you ran from it type deal.
yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but I don't take nothing away from that. So you
Somebody,
go ahead.
my fault.
Oh, you get bro. Go ahead.
I would say somebody told me like the best way to think about that whole situation was like in high school there was a game called Bloody Knuckles. I don't know if you know that game.
Yes, yes,
So it's like a kid saying, "Oh, I'm the best when it comes to it," and then right as like somebody challenges to play him in it, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to.
I don't want to put
I don't
it.
want to hurt your hand. I don't. I feel like it's not. That's how I feel like the J
Mm,
Cole situation kind of turned out to me. It was like you had a
I feel.
chance to. You've been saying you're the best rapper. Anybody
Mm-hmm.
touches the mic to you, you ready for them. Then as soon as you get challenged, it's like,
Right.
sorry,
Um. Rise and shine. The second verse.
I forgot my one.
Nah, that's my honorable mention. I'm sorry. That's my honorable
Oh, okay, okay.
mention. I don't know. That verse was cool. I like the second verse though. Um. Nah. Tales of Two Cities. First
Okay.
verse. Tales of the
Oh,
City, first verse. Honorable mention. I'm gonna say Rise and Shine, the second verse. Tales of Two Cities. I'm gonna say the first verse. All right, people that might not know this. Like I said, only reason why I'm not putting Johnny P's is because I really don't rock with Benny like that. He cool, but he not cool. But
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I've looked at dude his discography, so
yeah, um, for your eyes only, the final verse. That is one of my favorite verses from him. I think he murked that verse. I'm gonna definitely throw that in there. And I'm gonna say as my number one, the climb back, the second verse. I'm definitely gonna say that.
you said the clown back.
The climb back second verse.
I'm so glad this may get some hate too. I feel like one of his more overrated verses. The thing with 21 Savage a lot. I didn't really mess with that verse like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's like how
You
much
did?
money they got a lot.
You did?
I didn't really care for that J. Cole feature, in my personal opinion. I didn't
Wow.
like the song in general. I feel like it was just I just didn't really mess with it. My brother loves
Mm.
that song, but I always tell him I can't stand it. I didn't care for it.
Um. So, all right, J Cole's out the way. All right, the moment of the hour, Drake. Drake's top three verses, honorable mention. You
Honorable
want me?
mention.
You want me to go first, or you
Yeah, you
want
must
to
go
go?
first. I gotta think.
All right, Tuscan Leather second verse. Tuscan Leather second verse is my top three. Top three. 5 a.m. in Toronto. Gotta throw that in there. Uh, Do Not Disturb from More Life. the outro verse. Go listen to that. That he
Oh,
killed
respect.
that verse. And my honorable mention, even though it should be in my top three because I listen to it pretty much every week. 9 a.m. in Dallas. The beat was just cold when he flowed on that shit. But I had another honorable mention. It was a song called Fear. Where he was like, I didn't die when Pot cried, but I might cry when Hove do.
Hmm.
That shit was cold. It's from So Far Gone.
That was an old Drake song.
That's yeah, that's sort
Yeah,
of what put me on the Drake. That and Say You Will type shit.
I forgot the name of
Those
this.
two got me. Yeah, he was like, damn. I was like, okay.
So I'm trying to remember this name of this song. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. Lord knows for the Rick Ross. I feel like
He snapped on that.
even the beat just sounds so perfect with Drake's flow, and it
Yes.
just felt like he was in a zone. Like it was like back against the wall. Give me your best verse, guns. Like that's
Yes.
um the verse he had on Jack Harlow's thing. Can't even tell you
Mm-hmm.
the song, but I remember hearing that verse, and it was once again like I didn't even want to listen to Jack Harlow's verse anymore, even though he had a good little verse. But I really like that one. This last one, Drake is also another one where it's just like
Mm-hmm.
he got too many, like way too many. I
Way too
also
many.
like
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely
I
right
also feel
about
like he's
that.
probably arguably like probably one of the best feature artists of all time. Where you get a Drake feature, you um Drake. My mind is telling me 7 a.m., but I don't know if that's the one I want to die on right now. Because even Iceman had some where it was like, hold on.
I think people kind of like some people I talk to say I don't want to put Iceman up there yet. Well, you better start having a conversation about that because
Yeah, it's
that
been enough.
there is some crazy verses on there.
I think I'm gonna have to say 7 a.m.
7
I
a.m.
remember, yeah, I remember talking about that with JC on your last podcast. Like
Yeah,
he was really going crazy.
he was. He
Kanye ain't make
was
no response to that song because he knew better.
exactly. I felt like he could have though. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like he
Kanye
could
ain't
have.
funny to like. He's just a weird dude. Like I don't know.
He is. I felt like if he put his mind to it, even though he throws shots at people, man, if he really can he'll make it this song. He'll get you.
My thing is he called everybody out on Twitter, but I want to hear that in like a track. Like give me like
Right. I don't want to hear no Twitter beefs, bro. Like, let's get to these producers, man. All right, you set this one off. Not me, not you told me to add this guy. Best song produced by Pharrell Williams.
First of all, shout out to Pharrell because like I don't know if I want to call him the best producer all time.
He's not.
You don't think so?
No.
Can I ask you who you think it is before I continue?
Timberland is the best producer, in my
Okay,
opinion.
okay, okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
it's just an opinion. It's just
I got to do a little research. I know Timberland has a lot, but I got to look through his own catalog.
Timberland got some shit, man.
Um, I feel like because it was so iconic, like during my early years of like high school in general, I'm kind of leaning towards grinding with clips. Like that was the song that I was like, it just
Wait a minute, hold on.
like clips was a class. That was a grinding was a
That,
classic. That's
you
the
said you said in school.
yeah.
Didn't that song come out before you was born?
That song was but you gotta realize that's one of those songs where you hear it everywhere, even before.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
that's one of
That's
those
true.
songs that was just so big, everybody just kind of knew it. That's
Yeah,
the
that's true.
this is the beat you did at the high school lunch table.
That's the grinding beat is definitely cold. And they hit you with them lyrics too, man. Shout out to Clips, man. They had that beat on locked and they matched the energy with the lyrics with it too. Um, do you want to do like what a top three or just best song, like one song, pick one
That's
song
how
and then
we top 30.
you got two more?
Um, what's that? This may be I think it's Pharrell got a lot though, because I don't want to just throw out anything.
Yeah.
Are we just going about overall song, like
You can.
or are we going more so about production? Are we just going by the
I'm
entire?
gonna say production or overall song. Yeah, I would put all that in the category.
This may be a hot take, and I'm pretty sure he produces only because his intro tracks kind of start out the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Crazy by CeeLo.
That song wasn't bad.
I don't know if he's going to count that because it's not rap, but I
No,
kind of listen to that song too.
it's who produced. Yeah. The question
Like he
was.
went a little crazy.
Yeah. The question was who had the best produced by for real. So yeah, that can count.
Um, I don't want to say Snoop. Don't want to say Snoop. Not the biggest fan of that song.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, they don't. Not the biggest fan.
What? I put that on mine. That beat was cold though.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go off this last Clips album. I have to look up the song. I think it's called "So Far Ahead."
So far ahead is
But
that.
it's where he does the little singing and like the beat drops.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I got that song right. Yeah, "So Far Ahead."
So far ahead.
That may be one of you have to like listen back and be like, "Oh, you talking about this?" But I'm not to say that one. I think the beat, the production on that one is so crazy, and the way how Pusha T and Malice can kind of slide into that little pocket on top of
Mhm.
that beat. Pusha Pharrell don't really come off as a guy who makes a lot of grimy beats when you look at him, but like when you actually listen to his stuff, it's like
Yeah.
it's a
I
little.
agree with you. I agree with you.
I don't think I miss. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss nothing.
I'm gonna say a lot of people sleep on the clips. Mr. Me Too beat.
I knew he was gonna say that.
That Mr. Me Too beat was I love that beat. And once again the niggas the lyrics was just um Jay-Z, I just wanna love you. That song was cool too. Off the Dynasty album. For real got so much in the chamber, man. Uh, Pharrell had a song called Frontin' featuring Jay Z.
You know what? That kind of dropped around. By any chance?
It was like 2002.
Okay, cause I was about to say I don't know.
It was Frontin'.
You know what?
The
I'm
beat
surprised you didn't say.
were
I thought you was gonna bring up the Nelly song. It's getting
mm,
hot.
felt like that's just a go to, like you know,
Mm,
just like drop it like it's hot. Everybody go to that one.
yeah, I feel. Yeah, I feel.
And like I said, Pharrell just has so much shit in the chamber. He even like his songs. You could say the happy beat. The happy beat was cold.
I hate Happy because it was so overplayed. I'm sorry. I
And they overplayed it, but I love the beat though. I ain't gonna lie to you. The beat
It's cool,
was
but it just to me got ruined so easily.
yeah, it did.
Like, I understand though. Also, I can't really knock it for being overplayed, but it kind of made me sick of it.
It's a
Like,
song he did with Kanye on his one album. It's called Number One. He had Kanye on the song. That, like I said, I think that was around '05. That beat was cold. Go listen to that one. So that was like prime Kanye. So yeah, I'm gonna say number one was respectfully. All right, Pharrell, Hit Boy.
Hit Boy.
Why you said this? That's y'all niggas, man.
I'm trying to not sound like a broken record. Because two of these that I'm that I immediately think of, it's like I already mentioned them.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Click. Even though once again, Big Sean, I love you, but you could have either came with a harder verse or you could have just announced yourself off the song. Because I think Kanye, in my opinion, had the best verse on that. So what we thinking?
On Click,
Yeah,
I think
over
Jay
Jay
has.
Z.
Uh. I'm, I'm,
You don't think
I'm,
so?
I'm never gonna say that.
Come on. I understand it's Jay Z, but like this.
Even it's all, it didn't have to be. Jay Z's verse was just turn that 65, 125, 125 to 250. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna never say Jay's nobody out rap him.
um, once again, I ain't gonna say deep reverence. I really love that song.
Yeah.
Um, I really didn't want to sound like a broken record by saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, actually, you know what? Scrap that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna go. Sorry, I just thought of one more that I was like, I could have. But Sicko Mode, I feel like that song was another song that was slightly overplayed, but it was good enough to be overplayed in my opinion. If that makes sense. Like I think that charted for a long time.
I agree.
Um, Dang, am I gonna have to go to another Jay Z and Kanye song?
What, niggas in Paris?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not skipping over that. Yeah,
So
boy.
you got niggas in Paris, Click, and you said who?
Sicko.
Sycamore. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sycamore wasn't a bad song. I gotta go with Racks in the Middle.
That's
My
the one
man
with
Nipsey.
Nipsey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, Backstreet Freestyle. That shit was crazy.
He did Backstreet Freestyle.
Of Kendrick's. Yep, he did that.
I didn't even notice. He must have had to tag at that. Kendrick did shout him out on that song, didn't he? But I didn't know he made the actual song. That's crazy. I'm so used to hearing the tag. Dang, I guess he didn't have
Yeah.
to tag that.
I'm gonna say what it feels like from Jay Z and Nipsey too
Who's
as
this
well.
for?
That's off
The black,
the
not
the
the
Black
one from
Messiah,
yeah.
Judas or something like that. That movie
Mhm.
soundtrack. So I'm gonna say that one too.
I gotta listen to that. That's I haven't checked out that entire album in some years just because I never watched the movie. I don't know if you did or not,
I did.
but
It was crazy and sad. Um, he also got a song on there too where he rapping. Uh, Broad Day, and that's when I found out Hit Boy can rap. When he had that song called Broad Day on that soundtrack.
did he have somebody else on that song?
That's just by himself. That's by himself.
I don't think I heard that.
Where he switched. Yeah, go listen to that song and thank me later because that song is cold. Yeah, I feel like Hit Boy is underrated. A lot of people because he got a lot of shit, man. Um, let's go Kanye West. I don't really want to hear them other two. You had a point earlier. I was like, yeah, they ain't got no shit.
Oh yeah,
Kanye, Kanye West.
Kanye kind of touched. I feel like a little of everything.
He kind of did. That's what I'm saying. It's
His influence is kind of
Kanye
crazy.
got some shit, boy.
Like even in his own, like even if you were just saying, okay, you just keep it to like his songs only, it's still like
How about this? Okay, top three from him and top three from other artists.
okay, cool. I'm gonna say Through the Wire. That may be a casual take.
Not really.
Did,
It's through the wire was one
yeah,
of
but
the
I also feel
greatest.
like that's a very extremely popular.
It don't matter because you know why? Like you got to think. I mean, I know you was maybe one, but you got to remember samples was dying around that time until
Really, I didn't know that.
he's. It kind of was. People gonna say it wasn't. I think it was, in my opinion. And then he brought that through, that Shaka Khan sample. Like then he kind of was like, especially off like Blueprint and stuff.
Mm.
He sort of brought the soul sampling back. Oh, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. The soul sampling, like people from Marvin Gaye and stuff like that, was kind of like dying down. But then he brought that back. My opinion. So,
So, I mean, I guess he did Runaway. I'm not ashamed to say Runaway, even though that's a casual take as well. But
no, listen.
that's Runaway is I feel like that's too great.
Yeah,
That's a song like I can really just pull up like at midnight and just
let the beat play.
driving in the car on the like that.
The piano playing was just incredible.
The product once again. And I think he produced this one. I think he didn't he produce Otis
Yes,
with
he
Jay
definitely
Z.
produced it.
I think I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to say those three. Those are the only ones that I know. I think for certain that he did produce. So there could be some that you say that I just didn't. I feel like he probably produced all of his music, to be honest with you, but I just know those were for sure.
He had some sort of like help. He didn't. I'm not gonna say he produced all of them. Kanye songs. I gotta go with, like my favorite album from him, Late Registration. I'm gonna say Hey Mama. That song was dope. I think it had so much shit. Damn, Kanye. I don't know, bro.
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna
Kanye.
say Good Morning off of Graduation.
Okay.
That's a good one. Uh, I don't know. Oh, 808's Say You Will. I know that's his beat. I'm gonna Say You Will from 808's Heartbreak, Hey Mama from Late Registration, and Good Morning from Graduation. Those are my favorite Kanye beats.
Okay. So those okay. Good
Now,
morning. I
the
was like,
other artists, damn, that's some shit. I know this is R&B. I don't know
oh,
if you ever listened to it. Alicia Keys, You Don't Know My
yeah,
Name.
I knew you was gonna say that. Once you said R&B, I was like, yeah. But he
That is
produced.
my favorite.
But I
Huh?
think he also produced. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But I
you
think
good?
he
You
also
good, bro?
had produced No One. You probably know that one.
Oh yeah, that's him
I
too.
think he's also behind that. So I'm like,
Yep, that's him too. I just feel like You Don't Know My Name, just the way she turned. Like I said, if you can take a beat, amazing beat like that, and also match the lyrics with it, oh my goodness, man.
I told you, Alicia
Um,
Keys is my favorite R&B female singer all time. So
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, she's up there too. I love Alicia. Shout out to Alicia. I'm gonna say Ludacris Stand Up. Once again, he had the dope lyrics on there. The beat was crazy.
I love that song.
Um, and my number one has got to be Izzo from Jay Z. Yeah,
Uh, I'm about to go. You know my name too. I was gonna say that one.
that's my shit.
Let me go back to my list. You said stand up, so I'm not gonna say that. Um, the fact I don't. I ain't gonna lie. If we would have redid that question, I definitely would have said Devil in the New Dress because I forgot Kanye.
Yeah.
Um, I think he did Encore. The Jay
Okay.
Z.
I think he did do encore. I'm not quite sure. Let me. I can fact check them for you. Hold on.
Oh, you could.
Don't copyright me if this song plays. I'm just trying to click on it.
Okay, okay.
Hold on. Matter of fact, I'll just turn my volume down. You said which one? Encore?
Yeah, Encore. Jay Z.
Black album. The black. Oh, that's a black album. Encore was produced by Kanye West. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I thought that was Eminem.
I didn't know
Oh
Eminem.
no, no, no. Eminem. Shit. No, Eminem did the other song off Black album. Moment of Clarity.
And then I'm gonna also say I don't think he did Blessings. I,
I
that
think
don't
he
sound
did, bro.
that don't sound like a. This is why I can't do Kanye. 'Cause Kanye, it's like he's. I feel like his hand is in everything in general.
No, that's not Kanye.
That's not Kanye. Okay,
Mhm.
that's right. He had a verse on that. Never mind.
The
Um,
Big Sean and Drake's.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not him.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything.
The hell is this called?
So I feel like I'm gonna look at one and I'm gonna be like,
Kanye a tough one, man.
and it's because most of his like best came from like the early 2000s, which I was not a part of. So it's like, mm, let me scroll down. Oh, he did Unbreakable as well by Alicia Keys.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to go with that one. Let me make sure. Yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one as well. This one was a hard one because hey, who you said? You said he was the best producer to you? Oh no, you said Timberlake. Never mind. You know they worked on some stuff together too, but I don't know.
Kanye is like my number three, probably.
But I want to say they produced the song together as well. That was pretty big.
I think so. Yeah, Timberland is like my all-time favorite.
I didn't know
So,
Timberland was like that until I actually did like a Google search.
really?
I didn't know.
Wow. Did you want to talk about Mike Will or them or no?
I mean, we can. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Mike Wheel. I have to look back on notes. I don't think he has a lot of just classics, but he's just known in the industry. He had that one beat with Polo G, NLE, and Stunnerful Vegas. It was called I can't remember. It was like a school type beat. It was like Go Stupid or something like that. And you have to listen to that song, but that'd be one of mine. Black Beatles. I love that. I love Black Beatles. Ray Sherman, Mississippi's own.
I
So I'm
forgot
gonna go
about
with that
them. I forgot about the
You know,
Black
the one
Beatles.
of them in jail for
Oh,
murder.
yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about that.
crazy
Damn,
stuff.
dummies.
Um, and then also Mercy. I didn't know he produced Mercy until I had looked up that question earlier.
Mike
Apparently,
Will,
he did
yeah.
Mercy, or he was a co-producer on it.
So Black Beatles, Mercy, and who else?
Ghost Stupid with Polo G. That's one of those you just gonna have to listen to.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know who it is. I'm gonna say Humble.
You
Kendrick
know,
Lamar, Humble. Mm-hmm. It's a Yo Gotti mixtape. Uh, Gotti made it. It's a song called Legacy. It's like the first song off that mixtape. That beat was cold. I think Mike Will did the whole mixtape though, but
he
that
did
beat was like my
because
favorite.
I think Gotti has a song called "I Know" on that, and it was like
Off that, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I think that was Michael. Yeah, yeah.
that's off that mixtape too. That is off that
I used to
mixtape too.
listen
Because
to that.
Mike Will did that whole. He did that whole mixtape. Um, you might clown me for this one. It's a Miley Cyrus song that he did.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I forgot what that shit called. I don't know the name of it. That song was cold. I know he did Ace Hood Bugatti. That song was dope too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song was dope too.
I
So
got a
yeah,
homie who's still a huge Ace Hood fan. I don't know why, but
I
I
only
mean,
listened to him because the shorty I was with around that time liked him, and I started listening to him back in like '08. So yeah, he was cool. He had some shit. I ain't gonna lie. I like Ace Hood. Then we got with Khaled. I was like, okay, he
yeah,
trying to
but
make it happen.
I feel like after Bugatti, I ain't really hear him that much anymore.
Probably didn't. I mean,
He
you had to
pretty
be a
raw.
fan. Yeah, you had to be a fan to really like pay attention. Uh, did you want to Metro Boomin or no?
I mean, we can. Metro's a funny one because once again, I feel like Metro. This is what I'll say about Metro for before I get into this
Mhm.
list.
Yeah.
He's a producer where I don't like to put him with the greats, only because when I look at like the great producers such as the Kanye's, Pharrell's, they can really work with anybody. I
Right.
think as great as Metro is, I don't think he can just work with anybody in the rap industry. If that makes sense, like I can't
It
keep
do. It do.
rappers on him.
It do.
I feel like he knows that he stays in this little circle level. But with that being said, Father Stretch My Hands with the Kanye.
Kanye.
Um, I'm gonna say Mask Off. This is a little feature one.
I forgot about Mask Off from Future. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That one of those songs like they had to grow me as well. But
Yeah. I
little
forgot about
violin in the
that.
background is really nice. And I'm sorry, but even though this is a little bit recent, the like that
Oh, like that was
that
crazy.
was disgusting. Like
Like that was crazy.
that might be a hot take for me. I was Elsa's only feature on that song. I didn't feel like for the moment it was cool, but Kendrick Lamar, I didn't really need a Kendrick Lamar on that type. His verse was still good, but when I listen to a beat like that, I just want to hear all.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to dissect nothing.
I'm gonna say like that was cool. Um, Big Business from the album we talked about before we recorded. That was a cold beat. I like that because it had the narco shit. Um, I'm gonna say Big Rings from Drake and Future. That was my shit.
Go.
So, yeah, yeah, and I agree with what you said. It's only certain people he really can work with, and not probably like I'm not saying he can't because you
Yeah,
never know what happens until you try, but maybe certain artists sound like a different way or a certain way on his beat. So I get what you're saying. That does make sense. Though. So it's been a hell of an episode. Anything else you want to add for the people before we leave?
oh, did you say a third one? Did you say a
Yeah, I
third?
said big. I said big rings from Drake and Future, like that, and
Okay, you did.
big business. Yep, big business.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. That's not even just a slander Metro. It's like that's what you work great with. I don't blame you, but it's just hard for me to put you with the elites, as we'll call them, compared to
hmm
like somebody like Pharrell. I feel like anybody in the industry. Kanye, who's proven it so many times, and
yeah.
artists kind of steal his like little production tips and stuff like that. Like
Uh huh.
he's like maybe King would say the reason like he's like the main reason why he produces his music is because he's learned so much by being in the same room as Kanye. Like
Right.
so like
Exactly.
he has to influence. That's why I was like at one point I was like you could really arguably call Kanye like the best hip hop mind of all time because not only does he have the music, he has the production on his side as well. Which that may be a hot take, but like
It's not. It's like I said, bro. It's. I felt like Timberland is up there too, though. Timberland can work with anybody. You know,
mm-hmm.
his rapping skills is like some people don't like his rapping skills. I like he cool. He's not a bad rapper, you know. But I'm not gonna be like, oh man, Timberland album came out, like some shit like that. I have to say that. But his first album, as a kid, I did like his first album. So and then when he was with his Rest in Peace Magoo, they had some bars and shit too. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I just like his production. His production. So,
Mm.
but yeah, we got some heat for you, brother. So this has been an interesting show. I appreciate you for joining, my
Yes,
brother.
sir. Told you we got to talk some college football. They run around the corner.
Yeah, we gonna when the polls come out, like when the rankings roll through,
Yeah,
we gonna have to get you. I'm gonna probably get Dre with us too. So
that's gonna annoy. The ranking is always annoying because they always gonna.
man, that's yeah, I know. Bro. Trust me.
Well, at least
It's
y'all
been
be. Ohio State will still be y'all be number one. If y'all ain't number one, then y'all.
they
We're
gonna
gonna say
find
that
out.
for another show. I don't want to get too deep into that, but.
It's gonna be interesting. When does the rankings come out? Oh,
I don't know when the rankings drop. I know the first game is like early or like August. I want to
yeah.
say,
But the Hall of Fame game is next week. Damn.
yeah, and that means preseason probably right around the corner for the NFL too.
Yep, preseason up. I'm not a preseason guy, so I don't really,
I don't really care for it. To me, it's like just show me what you can do when
right,
it's time to actually do it.
exactly. But yeah, people, this is my guy Jay Will. Thank you for joining us, brother, and we will be back hopefully next week. We'll see when the schedule's free. You know, the fans they miss you. So happy birthday, Merry Christmas, all that shit. Just in case we don't speak for a minute. Shout out to All Grind. Shout out to Raider Ragu. Shout out to my guys. And just keep making history, people. We out. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Yes, sir.